Yeah, hello guys. How are you guys doing? Today, basically, I will definitely going to take you through how exactly to use the 3D slicer to extract the brain regions from MRI slices. So for your data analysis using machine learning algorithm, basically. So here, actually, as you can see, this is the extension of the 3D slicer. I already downloaded the extension, but this 3D slicer basically, the software rather, the 3D slicer basically contains, different extensions. You can have different extension, in like the Swiss school stripper, which we are going to talk about. We're going to use the Swiss school stripper to extract the brain regions from MRI slices for our data analysis using CNN algorithms or deep learning algorithms so far. So basically, the first thing to do is that you have to download the extension, the software rather. You have to come to here, open your web tab, and then search for 3D slicer. 3 sorry for that. Okay, 3D slicer. Okay, so there 3D slicer and then hit the enter button. Okay, so this is the official website, so you can just come there and then you hit the download button. Just go in for Windows. If you're using Windows, fine. If you're using MacOS, fine. If you're using Linux, fine. So each of these extensions you're going to use, just try to download that one. So here, basically for Windows users, you can just come here and then click here and then download the software. So basically, once you download the software, which I already did, so I'm not gonna do it again. I already have the software in my laptop. You download it and then install it. Then you can just come open the software, which I already did. I already opened it so that I will not have much time to waste. So this is basically the interface of the software. In this here, we have other extensions that you can install. Like if you come here, you can install other extensions like the Swiss School Stripper. For me, I already installed the Swiss School Stripper. You can just come here and then search for Swiss School Stripper, so you can just install it there and then run the extension in the 3D slicer. So basically, the Swiss School Stripper basically is very easy to use. It actually extracts the brain tissue automatically. Actually, these are the just create a max and then extract the brain tissue. But let's try to look at the page of the how to upload some of your data in here in the 3D slicer before you start doing anything. So basically, if you want to upload your DICOM files, you just need to come to here, data, click on data, and then you come. If you want to import like a directory, so here, like a folder, you can just come here. If it is a file, you can just click here just to import just a single file. So for folders, basically, for example, if you have a very large amount of data, if you want to import it, although it do takes a bit time, so for it to load all those data in that folder, it takes a bit time. So basically, let's try to just choose just a single file to upload the icon file and then see. I think I already have my some of my data here. Add new one. This one is the school stripped one, which is already stripped. Um, let's just check. I think yeah, I have here some of my files. No, let's come here. I think the icon files are contained in here. Um, okay, okay, these are the DICOM files. So let me just try to import just one file so that we can uh, see how. Okay, let me just try to import this one. Okay, so I'll just hit the OK buttons. So this file is already imported. So it's here. So it's actually being imported. Okay, it's done. The file is already done. It's already imported. So what next to do is that if you wanna if you want to remember, actually I have some other files that I actually uploaded here, a whole folder, so it contains a lot of images. So I just have to import this one to show you how exactly you can import a single file, but I have some other DICOM files imported here already. So if you want to get this access, as you can see, you can just click DCM, that's the abbreviation for DICOM, and you just click on this other patient that you want to load, and then you can load the image. But the main thing is that here in the Swiss school stripper, you can only extract the brain regions one patient after the other. You cannot do everything at once. So this is the only disadvantage. So it's very, very lazy, and then you have to be patient in doing this, especially if you have a very large amount of data. I mean, it's require a lot of works. The same thing applies for me. When I was doing my work, I have, although my data is not that much large, I have 170 CN subject and 170 AD subject, people with Alzheimer's disease. But although, with all of this data, I have to extract the brain tissues one after the other. So I have to be patient with it, although it takes a bit time. But yeah, since it's your work, so I think you have to work very hard. So what I did was, like, I have to save each of the images that I extract. I have to save it based on the patient ID. So I just put on one because in my data I use the patient wise splitting in order to avoid data leakage. So basically, what I did was I have to save the Control C to copy this the patient ID, and then next thing is you just click on this drop down arrow. You just come to segmentations, and then you see the Swiss school stripper. We already downloaded, we already installed it. So just click on that. After clicking on, let me just minimize this part. After clicking on the school stripper, this is the Swiss school stripper. Now the other thing is I just come to this part that's input, and then use that because I'm using MP rich images, repeated images. There's the volume, the exact volume, and then next thing is that this is the patient output. This is where exactly you actually put the name, how exactly you're gonna save the file name. So basically, I'm definitely going to create a new volume as, and then I will paste the patient ID that I have copied earlier. So I'll just click on OK. So from there, I will also have a max label. I have to label, like I can say this one basically. Let's just say. Let's click on create new label. It's actually create a new label automatically, that is patient marks, and then from there I'm just hit the apply button. You just allow this to load for a while in order to create a marks for the brain tissue. So it do takes a while. So what I'm going to do is that I am yeah, I'll just allow it to run, maybe just 1 minute, 1 minute time. I'm sure it's going to be done within 1 minute or less than that so far. Yeah, it's in fact, although yeah, it takes a bit time, so one has to be really patient. So in fact, if you have a large amount of data, although like yeah, it require I mean, it depends on the time you spend on it to extract the brain regions. But yeah, it's really crazy. So I have to sit the whole day, in order to extract the brain regions one after the other. So the brain tissue rather. So it's really challenging, but it's a really cool, approach. So it's not that much stressful. Apart from extracting the brain regions, you know, um, uh, one patient after the other is the only disadvantageous part there, I can say. Yeah, and other things, but yeah, it's fine. So let's see. It's almost done. I think 67 of this more than 1 minute. Yeah. So if you have more images to actually extract or to deal with, I mean, you have to spend more time on it, and then yeah, to do that. Although it's very slow, but yeah, surely you will reach there. Yeah. I think this is gonna be 2 minutes, 2 minutes almost. Uh, it's very slow. Okay, it's already done now. This is the max. This is the max of the brain right now. It's already created. Now all the things after loading it. Now the other thing is to do is that you just apply. You hit the apply button. Apply. No, no, sorry, sorry. You should not hit the apply button because we already did it. We already extract the max. So the other thing to do is that you just come to the school stripper and then come to segment editor. You see, now this is the brain tissue is already been extracted. Do you see how easy and simple this is? But you also that basically, in order to do this, you have to make sure that like the brain is very, very smooth, like we don't have some leftover around. So in order to make sure that to further process this, we have to take our time because it's a very good pre-processing step. Can yield a very good result so far when using the deep learning algorithm. So you need to take your time and then make sure that you have done this properly. So the other thing to remove some of the leftovers. So we just add some segment. We name it segment. Anyhow you want, you can just name it. So basically, I can just add this section here in order to smooth my image. So the other thing to do is I will just apply a threshold. Let's just apply a threshold, and then okay. um, as I was saying, so the next thing to do is that you just add a segment from here. Let's add button. This is what exactly we did. We already add just a segment. You can name it anyhow you want. Then from there, we just click on here to add a threshold. So basically, we want to make sure that this image is smooth. So this is a threshold. So you just look at like some of the areas that you needed. You can adjust this. You see, and then you can also adjust it so that actually it fills the brain tissue areas like the way you want it. Actually, yes, this is cool. So from here you just hit the apply button. Do not use it as much, just hit the apply button. Now after applying, you just come to the next step, which is you just smoothing. Yeah, you can hit the smoothing button, and then you can come here like smoothing method. I use like oh remove extrusions, and then you hit the apply button. You hit the apply exactly, so extrusion is already been removed. So basically the next step is like you just come Iceland. We can keep large islands, remove small islands, and then split islands. Let's remove the smaller islands so far, and then that one also is done. So basically this is actually smoothed. So let's look at the, if you want, you can also have a 3D view. So you can just click on here to see the 3D view. Sorry, my PC, I don't know what's wrong with it, sometimes it's just crazy. Okay, this is the 3D view, as you can see, of the extracted brain regions. So basically, this how Excel I do it, step by step to make sure that like it's very smooth before I actually use it in my machine learning DL algorithm rather. So basically, this is really amazing. So I don't know which approach actually you'll be using, but this is how exactly to extract the brain region using the Swiss code paper. It's very fast and it's very easy to use. So from here, basically, you can definitely save your work. You can hit Control S, or better still, you can just come here, save, and then hit the save button. Now you've seen all of this thing being marked or highlighted. So basically, we don't need to save all of this thing. We only need one thing. That is the one we save with the patient name, which is this one. This is the one we need. Remember, we actually take the take the patient ID so far, and then we actually save it so that we will be able to save it in video. So this is the what we need. We don't need all of this thing. Now from there, I can save it as NRD. You can just look at the format that you need. If you want, you can save it in NRD format, in meta image format, image. These are all the formats that you can use. You can see, look at the format that you need in JPG, in F2 files format, PNG. So you just look at the one that you really want to save it, and then fine, you are good to go. Now from there, actually, I will be leaving it in NRB. And this is the format I'm going to use to save it. Now from there, before you save it, basically you have to check for a folder that you want to save this image. You can just click here simply, or click on the other side, and then look for a folder you want to save this to. Okay, now let's say let me create another new folder so that you will see the results. Let's say Control Shift N, that is samples. They hit the enter button. Okay, so this is the folder I'm gonna select. Examples, it's here. So better say you can come here and then select the folder, or better still, you can just click here and then select the folder, and then from there you just hit the save button. Bam, it's already saved. So this is already saved. Now if you want to close this window, because now we are done with one of the patients, so if you want to close this window, just click double control double, just close that windows, and then you come back here, DCM, because this is very important. You just come back to the next patient as well. You load the patient, the same thing, and then yeah, you load the patient. After loading the patient as well, as usual, you just copy the patient ID, double click, copy the patient ID. Then from there you hit here and then come to segmentation, Swiss code stripping, and then the whole process actually keep on repeating again. So this is how exactly you basically extract the brains, the tissues of the brains and MRI images. I mean, for any brain actually you can use it. And then this one basically, I think it is much more applicable to MRI's images and functional magnetic resonance images. So basically, if you have those kind of images so far, it's kind of really works very well. so far. So basically, this is what I have for you guys. And then please to support this channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe to support it, at least to encourage me to be at least giving such kind of tutorial so far in future. So please just subscribe to the channel and then to help a brother. Thank you so much. Yeah.